Not everyone loves remote work. It's not really fair and equal for everybody along gender lines and race lines. But how do you think remote work has either helped or hindered employees of color?
I have to think about the help part. I'll start with the hinder.
Maybe it didn't help.
I think one of the ways it's hindered people of color, especially if we think about the type of organizations that are likely to have remote work at this time, it's one where people of color are underrepresented. Less than, I think, 20% of remote workers identify as Black in this
Wow.
country. So what happens when you are numerically underrepresented for a company and now isolated through your work from home situation? I think some of the downsides that we will likely see happen is there's lots of network and connection opportunities where now you have to go through virtual channels to connect with
Yeah.
people that you were probably already having difficulty connecting with in the in-person office. And we're also seeing this pressure to present yourself in a way that's professional for Zoom etiquette. And everyone is experiencing this. What happens when I'm looking at myself all day while I'm working? And there's potential opportunities for micromanagement through the form of video monitoring that has
Yeah.
emerged for some employees and workers. I think for people of color, this becomes exacerbated when notions around professionalism and being engaged at work, all of that can be coded in a very racialized, gendered, and sexualized way. So, how a person of color appears professionally may differ than people's expectations of a professional. What's happening in the background? Are they seeing artwork that in the US context might look very strange, but in my cultural heritage context, this is totally normal? Our sacred spaces of home have now become opportunities for public gazing,
Mm.
particularly for a public that we put on a work persona too. And now those lines have become blurred. So I certainly think those are hindrances that's emerged from remote work for people of color. In terms of the various ways it's helped, I see a lot more um, companies creating accessible ways for people to do their job. Some of the things that we've seen anecdotally in our data is, asking Black professionals, what are some of the things you like about working from home? And some of the things people said were, I feel comfortable now voicing my opinions, whereas
Hmm.
before, sometimes people use their physical stature to intimidate people, stand over someone if they're giving feedback or while they're talking. And that's considered, a way of intimidating and making people silent at work. I'll share my own personal anecdote. People said, what's one of the things you like about working from home? And I said, I don't have to worry about people touching my hair. I will walk past certain people, in several jobs in the past. And people would get out of their chair, come out of their office to follow me, reaching, hand outstretched to
Wow.
touch my
What?
fro, braids, whatever is in my hair at the time. And I said, it's been so nice to connect with my colleagues for the first time without wondering and worrying, so when are they going to try to touch my hair? When am I going to have that awkward conversation that my body is not available for you to touch and have to swat away hands? Harassment hasn't gone away, unfortunately, in the workplace. I do think it's evolving in this new virtual environment, but we will probably also see, hopefully, a potential decrease in the type of this physical harassment that people might have been experiencing at work if now they're remote.